Back, people. Welcome to the podcast, R2F Mindset. Today's topic, the 2025 Mr. Olympia. What a show, folks. Where do I begin? I will say, as predicted, there would be some upsets. There would be some feelings that got hurt, but there would be some also eye openers. Let's start with, we'll get to the Mr. Olympia. I want to talk about the previous classes and the mindset. Number one, let's let's just let the cat out of the bag. To get to the Olympia, you have to be an elite athlete. You have to have won a show, and it's not easy winning a show nowadays because you never know what the judges really want and who's going to show up. So, to all the athletes that qualified and made it to the stage, that in itself is history. Um, we all want to win, it's just not possible. But you got there and you brought the best you could do that day. Things don't work out. Peaks are missed. Things happen. Stress, cortisol, but that's part of the game. You can't blame anyone. Just at that time, your body just said, I wasn't ready. But to the ones that prevailed and won the show, kudos to you. That's a feat that it's hard to obtain, and to say you're an Olympian, amazing. But to say you're an Olympian champion, history. So my take watching the updates and watching the Olympia, where do I start? Um, wow. Well, the classes I follow mostly was classic, 212, men's open, and Miss Olympia. I didn't really follow the bikini because it's you just never know. I don't know how to judge it, and I've been coaching for over 20 years. I know what to expect and what to get my clients to, but when you're on stage, it's a free for all. So let's start with men's physique. Um, I myself, I'm a Ryan Terry supporter, but in all essence, I wanted Brendan Hendrickson to win. He didn't, but he brought a package that was, fightable for second place. Um, in my opinion, Ryan Terry just brought that chisel. Proportions were there. I couldn't really find flaws. Mind you, I was watching the stream that wasn't the greatest, but he brought like what he brought last year: conditioning, fullness, balance. So I can't take nothing away from him not winning. Place in second was Ali Bilal. Great abs, yes, but there's more to everything than just abs. I feel he lacked back density and doesn't really have a chest, but he's a force. He came second. He's definitely a force. Um, let's go to wellness. Didn't follow it too much. I don't really know too much of the girls, but I don't. I believe the champion repeated. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, folks. She's from Brazil, so kudos to her. Women's figure. I would have bet my house. I know it's a lot to say, but I really wanted Lola to win, not just because she's a great person. I've met her, see how she trains, see her mindset. Her story is phenomenal. So, to all women aspiring to be figure or just being a person that went through the battles and is a superwoman, Lola Montez, you got my respect, girl. I believe it was a 1 point difference. What the 1 point was, only the judges know. Um, I did say and predicted she will beat Jessica Padilla, and she did. No shame on Jessica. I just feel Lola had a better structure, and it was her time coming second in Olympia, I believe, 2 years in a row. But out of the gates, Rhea Gale came on top. I believe it was a 1 point difference. What could I say? Kudos to you. Well deserved. You earned it. But I'm still a Lola fan, and I always will be. So moving forward, classic physique. Whew. I will say this in classic. I'm truly happy for Ramon. His structure is not something that appeals to me or I'd want to obtain, but why I have much respect for him. He's been battling for the last years, bringing heat, battling against Sebum, and this year I believe he brought a structure that what we first seen in physique when he was coming second to Sebum, and it was like, oh my gosh, he could actually take it. He brought that shape back with a little more oomph, and I think that's what put him over the top. I'm not going to sit here and talk about Mike Summerfield, the weight, and all that stuff. Me personally, I don't see him as a classic um, competitor. He fits more of that bodybuilding mass when you look at him. When I look at classic or think of classic, C-Bump's not there, so move that aside. The lines, Terrence Ruffin, like he's the reason why I got into classic. I wanted to do it. For 2016 when he came to Toronto show, even before that, and I seen him, I was just like, bro, who is this guy? Small, but when he posed, it just got my heart going. So that's why I wanted to aspire to become classic. He came third this year, and I think it just boiled down to I think as the posing went on, I think he faded a little bit. That probably could hurt him. I would have chosen him over Mike, but maybe I'm being biased. Mike came in, he brought it, mass, but he didn't give me that. For me, I'm not saying Ramon Dino gave me that wow either, but he gave that. He had that it factor that made a difference, I believe, for the judges and deserved it. Hats off, Terrence. Boom. Um, so let's get down to the nitty gritty. Whew. Open bodybuilding. First off, I want to say um, I am a Samson fan. Since meeting him, talking to him, what he's done for the sport, being an ambassador, he's traveled. He's never backed down from a challenge, folks. Never. Unfortunately, he gave what the judges wanted, a package that they said you need to be more tighter. Um, Saran wrap, they called it. Um, it just didn't work for him this time. New thing. I think what happened was he just lost a lot of fullness and density. It happens, but I never would have thought it'd end fourth. But according to the standpoint, when you put him side by side to the other competitors, he just got outmatched, out fullness, and just everyone else popped. So let's start with that. We'll get into the winner. Brandon Curry, veteran. Like this is the first Olympian we had four Olympians on stage. Possibly could have had five if Ramy showed up. That would have been epic, but it was an epic moment. Um, Brandon Curry, hats off. You brought some heat. Kudos to you. Martin, whew, this guy just keeps getting better and better. Even though his placing dropped from last year, but he brought a better package this year. He brought smoke, and he's a true warrior. Can't take nothing away from that. Andrew Jack, I think the most improved out of all, in my opinion. And the reason why I say that, we always knew he could be a force. I had him probably going for second, but it's what you're looking for. And I wasn't there at the show, but he easily could have got second, in my opinion. But coming third place, hats off to you, well deserved. Um, Hadi Chupan coming second. He probably could have got first, but maybe if you break it down pose for pose, he was hard, but Was he a sharp? I don't know. And I did notice, which was pointed out to me, his right leg, when you look at it thoroughly, a little bit of atrophy there, so it could be some nerve damage. Who really knows? And then you have the winner, Derek Lunsford. What can I say? He brought it. Nothing against Derek. I'm just not a fan of Derek. His physique doesn't appeal to me. No one's perfect. Everyone has flaws. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. But hey, he overcame Triple Crown. That's an accomplishment in itself. Won what, the Arnolds, Pittsburgh, another Olympia. Hats off. But what can we say? He came from 212. He brought smoke. Um, I don't think next year. I know it's far ahead that will he repeat. I personally don't see that. It's been, I think only Ramy has been the only one who's won back to back Olympics in the past since Phil Heath winning 7 times. Will we have a champion winning 7 times in a row in this genre or era? I don't think so. It's too many upcoming guys are just bringing smoke. Who else? Urs. Not to take anything away, I think he got the taste of now sitting with the big boys at a big show. He just has to fill out. Back is not there. When he came out, correct me if I'm wrong, not throwing shade, but when he came out, he looked like a classic competitor compared to the big boys. I think he came out right after Hadi, and coming out after Hadi is just like you just seen the difference. Um, I sort of feel for Nick Walker. Morning, just prejudging just didn't come with the heat, but the evening show, amazing changes. His structure is just it's a structure that it's hard to really to make that Olympic champion. In my opinion, it's just I don't think structurally is pleasing to the eye, but he's a great guy. Um, Nothing bad to say about him. I'm a nobody in the sport. Yes, I'm an IVB pro, but I'll never get to Mr. Olympia, and that's just facts. And I'm okay with that. Um, it's not about me. It's about the love of the sport. So that's my take. Um, Samson, he will be back, and fire is burning even more than it did after losing at the Arnolds. Um, his true colors are the same. Like, he's a humble person. He's a go getter. He'll be okay. It was a great Olympia, but you guys need to do better on the timing. Like we talked about it, the fans have talked about it. They're having these guys come on late at night. They need to carb up. They're very full. Come on, we got to do better. But that's my 2025 Olympia update. Congrats to all the winners from Classic, Ramon Dino. Kudos to you. Figure, Rhea Gale, physique. Who won the women's physique? To be honest, I'm sorry, I don't remember. Oh, how can I forget? People, Andrea Shaw. What is going on, girl? You came out, and it's like when Ronnie and Phil came out. When Phil came out in 2011, you just said game over. When she came out and walked out, Andrea, game over. Sorry, no shade to any other ladies, but she walked out and she just looked diced, fullness, balance. You've seen it in her cheeks. That is Miss Olympia. Can she reign 7, 8 titles? Possibly 10. I will say, and I said it before, I don't think it ever be done in the men's, but women's for her, it's totally up to her. Only she can lose. Like she just gets better and better and better. So Andrew Shaw, hats off to you. Um, Men's physique, Ryan Cherry, kudos to you. Derek, well done. And that's a wrap, folks, for the 2025 Mr. Olympia. Send me your comments. Tell me your feedback. Give me your update, what your thoughts were. Did you have it any different? Oh, 212. Keon, wow. I don't think you're as sharp as last year, but your fullness, whew. Sean Clarita brought smoke. I think this is the best he's ever looked. Hats down to him and John Jewett. Can't take nothing away from that. How could I forget that? 212 was epic. Um, Nihal, I hope I'm saying the name correct, or if I'm saying it incorrectly, I do apologize. I was on stage with him in Dubai, and when I walked out and seen him pumping up, I even went to his coach Patrick. I just shoot from the hip. I said, he's winning the show. And Patrick looked at me and goes, "You think so?" I said, "Yeah, he's winning the show." And he ended up winning. He's going to be the future of 212. I think that's his third show ever. Um, Maybe fourth. Qualified to get your pro card one. And first pro show was, I think it was Dubai, came first. Now the Olympia. Pretty epic. Up and up for him, brother. So this is a wrap. Tell me your thoughts. Give me your feedback. And remember, R2F Mindset. We out. Peace. Woo!